Hello there, I'm Black Bright News, and I just received a video. It's been placed on YouTube about Jane Eugene. Now, she's the lead singer of Loose Ends. For those of you born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, possibly 80s, you will have heard of Loose Ends. It's a British band, and they got famous with their song, You've Got Me Hanging on a String Now. Anyway, my voice isn't great, so I'm not going to try to emulate their wonderful voices. Anyway, she went to live in the States, and in 1999, she applied for a green card, but it was denied. It does appear, from what the sources say, she still remained in the country, and she's been there for 26 years. Now, you can imagine 26 years, you've established yourself, you've established a home, you've established connections, you've got bank accounts, you've got savings, you've got everything. And I'm wondering, could she have possibly forgotten that she was an illegal immigrant or an illegal resident, whatever you want to call them? Because if you know you're illegal, why would you leave the country? She tried to go to Canada. The Canada border officials stopped her, apprehended her, arrested her for because her paperwork wasn't correct, or there was something wrong with her paperwork. Turns out that when they kind of negotiated, or when they liaised with the US border officials, they found out that she was illegal in the country and had been for 26 years. Now, because she left to go to Canada for whatever reason, it means she didn't make any preparations at all. Possibly not. She could have done. So, okay, let's reverse a little bit. Supposing she was taking a risk going to Canada, and she decided, look, I need to go to Canada for whatever reason. I'm going to make sure I've got all my property in order, my money in order, my finances in order, my business situations, everything, my accounts, everything is in order, just in case I'm not allowed back in the country. If she did that, then that would be great for her. But if she didn't, if she momentarily forgot she was an illegal immigrant, or what they call illegal alien, or if she felt confident enough that, look, I've got away with it for 26 years, nobody's going to really pick me up on it now, and she just packed her bags and decided to go to Canada. They said she tried to leave America to go to Canada. I don't know if it was going to be a permanent. It sounded like it was going to be a permanent situation, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see how this pans out. The fact of the matter is that she's now been arrested because of the big hoo-ha about illegal immigration going on now. She's going to be made a scapegoat. Well, not a scapegoat even. She's going to be made an example of, to show that even if you are a celebrity, you're still going to have to abide by the law. They're not going to make any concessions for her. Now, she's in her 60s. It means if she's been in the US for 26 years, very unlikely she's paid any national insurances. Very unlikely she's got any. Well, she went when she was 26. Yeah, very unlikely that she's accrued enough to receive a pension, unless she was paying it from there, if she had that foresight. I'm thinking that when you come to the UK after being deported, that's not a good platform on which to start a life in the UK. Can you imagine? You've got your house, your car, whatever it is in the US, and you're coming to the UK. Hopefully she's still got family and friends here who can help her, who can support her. But these are difficult times in the UK. And I'm thinking that any money she has accrued, because she was illegally living in in the US, would that mean that those funds would be considered as illegally accrued? I know that when people live a good lifestyle and their lifestyle has been based on whether or not if they were selling drugs or illegal means, and all of that is seized. So I'm wondering if she's being deported, will they seize her accounts? What will that situation look like? I mean, we need to get our houses in order. It's very, very difficult for those of us who, because of time passing, we either forget or we think we've got away with certain things. And, it's a shame that this has happened. I was in America for 11 years. I lived there for 11 years. During those 11 years, I had a house, I had a car, and I had furniture, I had everything because 11 years, then becomes your home. It wasn't my home because I find something about the British culture that I'm kind of addicted to. I don't know what it is. So I knew I was coming back to the UK. But what I'm trying to say is that 11 years was long enough for me to have bank accounts, for me to establish friendships, for me to establish family ties, to build up accounts, to build up some kind of stability. So you can imagine 26 years, what kind of foundation you have built and how stable you must have felt during those 26 years. And maybe because she was a singer, they just didn't look into anything. Who knows? I don't really know how that has happened or how she has allowed that to happen if these allegations are true. I would hope to God that they're not, but I doubt very much if they would have publicised it that way without doing the homework and without making sure their facts were correct. So I don't think I've forgotten anything. Like I said, she's the lead singer of Loose Ends. She was arrested for overstaying in the US for 26 years, apprehended by Canada border officials. So legal proceedings, and serious, they're saying serious, because even if you overstay for 1 year, you're banned from returning to the the US for 10 years. So even if she left voluntarily after being deported, well, not being deported, after leaving, whether you leave voluntarily or you're deported, you're still banned for 10 years from going back. So by the time she goes back, she'll be, 70-something? What will happen to her house? Who will be paying for the mortgage if she's got one? Who will be maintaining those accounts if she hasn't got somebody over there to do it for her? I do hope, in times like this, which is a time when you definitely need support from your loved ones and friends, that she does have that, because it's going to be very, very difficult, very, very challenging experience. Coming back to UK now, rents are expensive. People don't have nowhere to live. The homelessness in the UK is so high. Difficult to get jobs, and if they say to you, what were you doing for? Well, as an entertainer, she could actually create a new life on TikTok, Facebook or anything. She could make money as Loose Ends and sharing her story, sharing her experience. So yeah, she could make money. She doesn't have to go and do a 9 to 5. She doesn't have to make an income in the traditional way. So hopefully she's still creative. And while this is a stressful moment for her, hopefully she will pull through, learn from her mistakes, and other people will learn because of this. And the ramifications are severe, it says, 10-year bar from the entry. And so, that's all I've got to say for now. As usual, your thoughts, comments would be appreciated. You're probably thinking, my goodness, we ain't heard from her